Nancy Pelosi is standing firm on her decision to not pursue impeachment on Donald Trump, and that apparently has not convinced Donald Trump that she might be on her side when it comes to some things. In fact, he was really upset with her during a recent interview with Laura Ingraham, and here's what he had to say about her.
She said, I don't want impeachment, I want him in prison, meaning you. How do you work with someone like that?
I think she's a disgrace. I actually don't think she's a talented person. I've tried to be nice to her because I would have liked to have gotten some deals done. She's incapable of doing deals. She's a nasty, vindictive, horrible person. Nancy Pelosi's a disaster, okay? She's a disaster. And let her do what she wants. You know what? I think they're in big trouble. And she made a statement. It was a horrible,
when you were
nasty,
overseas,
vicious statement while I'm overseas. Now, if I made any statement about anybody, it would be like a big head. Why would he do that when he's overseas? She did it when she is a terrible person.
So he, of course, insults her, calls her a terrible person. There's really no substance behind what he's saying other than a bunch of name calling. But remember, earlier this week, it was reported that Pelosi got into a little bit of a tiff with Representative Jerry Nadler. Nadler wants to move forward with an impeachment inquiry. Pelosi does not. And Pelosi responded to him by saying, I don't want to see him impeached. I want to see him in prison. So this is what has Donald Trump so upset. I think he's the one who's in a little bit of trouble, and he knows it. And it's hilarious that his response to that is, I think the Democrats are in big trouble. Big trouble with what? What are they in big trouble with?
As much as I disagree with Nancy Pelosi in not beginning impeachment hearings, she owns Donald Trump on the reg.
I mean, and let me just be specific. She's really good at getting under his skin. And I enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah, and has owned him. I mean, she and Schumer. I mean, Schumer was the one, I gotta say, Schumer was the one who was like, I think he likes me, of the president. You're like, oh God. But Nancy, I think, was the one who basically got him to admit that the shutdown was going to be a Trump shutdown. That he would take responsibility for that, the longest government shutdown in history. Remember that? It was like a few months ago, whatever, not important. And then he was the one just recently who walked out of a meeting that they were having on infrastructure. Literally threw a fit because of something she said earlier. Like, what's he gonna do when she actually begins impeachment hearings? I mean, we've got a crybaby for president. Everyone who thinks that this is your strong man, he's a effing crybaby.
So his favorite word for women who get under his skin is nasty. So AOC really took advantage of the situation to just lay out what he really means by nasty. So here's her tweet, readings from the misogynist dictionary, nasty, adjective. A woman who doesn't bow under your thumb, or a woman who's not attracted to you. Example, when a misogynist encounters a nasty woman, he'll almost surely try to denigrate her appearance, intelligence, or character. And by the way, our senior producer, Brett Ehrlich, mentioned that there were a bunch of responses to that tweet saying, actually, Merriam-Webster dictionary indicates that nasty is defined at. Come on, guys.
Yeah, and then she
do better.
Yeah.
Oh, the humorless internet. We love you. Please follow me. No, I love that. That's so true, because think about it. Trump in his entire career has never had to deal with any specifically woman, or pretty much anyone, but definitely women who it's like, okay, if you're not part of the Miss Universe pageant, not to denigrate that, but right, he sees them as objects, for sure. And suddenly now here's a woman who disagrees with you, who's a public figure, who is respected, strong, way more respected than you are, and suddenly she's nasty. Same thing with Hillary Clinton. She's nasty, you have nothing else up your sleeve, you can't debate her on the issue, so therefore she's nasty. I mean, check your misogyny, bruh. Like, anyone who feels if a woman says something to you and she disagrees with you, and you know two things about her, that she disagrees with you, and this is very real, she is not attracted to you, and you probably could not seduce her. Like,
I just don't want to think about any type of like intimate situation.
But it happens all the time. I think men are absolutely frightened by that. I can't seduce you and I can't strong arm you. crap.
That's the only thing that's in his playbook. Or I have enough money to say this, or the power structure. He's like, man, she's Speaker of the House. Like, there's all these things that are in place that he can't deal with from her point of view. So he's talking Laura Ingraham there, right? And if anybody, first off, they like to brag about the women that have been on his staff. You know, he's got his communications director, one,
Hope Hicks.
Well, Hope Hicks was there, but also now the biggest liar in the world is
Sanders.
Yeah, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yes.
So like, trust me, if Sarah Huckabee Sanders says the things that she's saying to the press against Trump, oh, she is nasty to him. Oh, how filthy and nasty that this woman says. You see the way she growls and looks at people? As long as they're agreeing with you, then it's okay. He just reprimanded Kellyanne Conway in front of reporters the other day because she didn't notify him about the release of a book that's gonna make him look bad. So she's been on his team the whole time, but he's ready to reprimand. It's a power thing, and it's in his gut, and it's in his lack of confidence. He's like, I have to find my only ways of doing this. So when you're yelling at Laura Ingraham about how nasty women are, he has no idea of how, and I wonder if she's looking at him going, I better stay in line, or is he gonna call me that?
Of course she
is.
I mean, she has done his bidding for him. Yeah. I mean, she's disgusting. And she lies for him constantly. Yeah.
Megyn Kelly, even Megyn Kelly couldn't, I mean, I'm sure in private she turns against Trump. She had troll armies sicked against her. Right. She like wrote a whole article about it, or book, or even about that. She still hasn't
because
really
she asked him a question, by the way, not because she even came after him.
Well, I mean, take a good hard look at the Republican Party and understand what you've been supportive of. Because I don't think that Donald Trump has pulled the veil from the Republican Party, right? He was willing to say out loud what we've seen in action, but haven't really seen anyone like overtly say or express before. You know, the treatment of women as second-class citizens, the treatment of people of color as second-class citizens, the hatred for migrants, both legal and illegal immigration. It's just, he's a terrible person, but a lot of the policies that he's been trying to push for and has in some cases successfully succeeded in are policies that the Republican Party has been in favor of, including those massive tax cuts for the wealthy. And some of the Democrats helped them out with that as well.
Can I just say though that the double standard whenever anyone criticizes a Republican woman, usually on merits, or even let's say, you know, the Michelle Wolf joke at the White House Press Correspondents' Center that has now meant that we have no more comedians at the White House Press Correspondents' Center.
How sad
and
is
everyone,
that?
oh, that is terrible. Yes, making fun of her for her gender. Like, no, it wasn't. It was about about her lying. And then it's like, oh, we've got to protect Republican women. It's always, oh, how dare you? You're so sexist. How many Democratic women and progressive women have been called nasty and worse?
They're professional victims. Let's keep it real.
Professional victims.
They're looking to disarm you, and they think we'll use their argument because they're disingenuous about it, and they think that other folks are.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.